Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, the place where we talk all things records. Today I'm going to be doing my 1970s top 5 singles, so let's get to it. First up we've got Another Day by Paul McCartney. We've got one behind it there, but anyway, Another Day by Paul McCartney. Again, early on in his solo work, this one. There's the other side. Hopefully these are shown up clearly. Hopefully the text is okay and everything, but don't know how well they'll reflect, but that's our first one. Good, I like this one. Stereo as well, this one is. Next up we've got a very famous one, All Right Now by Free on Pink Island Records. I do have the album Fire and Water, it's just in my shelf at the minute. I would have gotten it out, but yeah, I do love this one actually. And the Mouthful of Grass as the B-side. And again, this one's stereo. I believe there's an USA mono, but I could be wrong. And even then, I think it's a fold down. But either way, stereo one's good, pretty much. It's like the sort of standard version, if you like. But yeah, there's our second one. Now, next up, we've got a bit of Status Quo and Accident Prone. This is off the If You Can't Stand the Heat album. Hopefully that's shown up there. The text is a bit hard on these labels, these Vertigo labels. But there's the other side. Hopefully that's shown up okay. But yeah, this is from the If You Can't Stand the Heat album, which I do have actually, but it's again in my shelf. I got that at Car Boot as well. And this one I just got from a shop. Oops. So yeah, this is a later Vertigo label. Hopefully you can see that there, 45 RPM. Of course these are stereo as well, because by this time they were all stereo. Everything was pretty much. Apart from some, which brings us on to our next one, which is Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones. Of course, this is from Sticky Fingers. Now, of course, on the other side, upside down there, on the other side you do have Bitch and Let It Rock, but the main song is Brown Sugar, really. Now, Brown Sugar had a mono sort of mix, but there are also stereo versions. So some of the I've got a couple of copies. Some of them are mono, and just one of them stereo. So the earliest it was probably mono, because that's just the version they released as, like, I guess the early, like, it's not promotional, but you know what I mean, like, because it was better for radios mono. So it's a good mix as well. It's really good. Sounds really cohesive, and the band rocks in it. I mean, I love the stereo as well, but it's just interesting because by this time mono was being pretty much completely gone, but did have the odd single now and again. So yeah, and this is an original copy, but of course, as I said, Bitch and Let It Rock on the other side. Not sure how well that's showing up, but either way. Now, we're on to our last one, and I was sort of pondering whether to include this, but I think I will, because of the cultural sort of aspect, is Slade's Merry Christmas Everyone. I know it's a bit more of a seasonal one, but this one was huge when it came out, of course, so anyway, this is original pressing. This is actually another copy because my dog got to it into the post before me, so I do have another clean one which I use for playing, but this is just sort of, I have this on display. But again, the original sleeve, and it's an original pressing on this orange label. The later ones are on the silver sort of one, I think. If you notice the spelling, they always used to do that phonetic sort of thing. There's the B-side, Don't Blame Me. It's okay, it's a really loud rocker. It's it's kind of a middle song. I'm in the middle on the fence, because it's enjoyable, but lyrically it's not the most inventive. But of course, and again, it's probably my favourite Christmas song. I know it's not Christmas, but I just thought I should include it in the list. Hopefully you can see that okay. Again, this is stereo as well. Good mix as well. I mean, by the Slade's mixing was pretty primitive, because although it is stereo, it's not particularly sort of wide as such. But it sounds really good on the turntable. Really, really love the sort of. I mean, it was probably a solid state cut by this point, but either way, the sound is amazing. Much better than YouTube and stuff. I do use YouTube a lot to listen to it, just because I can't get the record out every time, but yeah, it just has a great atmosphere on the original single as well. So that's my list for today. Hopefully you've sort of enjoyed it. I am planning to maybe do the other eras as well, like the 90s maybe, and that sort of thing. So let me know if you'd like that, and thanks for watching.